friends? I'm Rick, and this is your seat at the table. First thing I want to say is I want to thank every one of you guys that have subscribed, especially those of you who subscribed in the past year, because you boosted me up. I'm almost at 500 now. It's opened up, if you've noticed, at least one little function that I didn't have before, and there's still another function, that comes open at 5. When you get 500 and lets you do the polls and things like that. I'm still kind of vague on how this stuff is working and plays out and how I'm going to apply and use them. Believe it or not, I do watch other video YouTube providers, not just for the content, because I'm watching what they're doing. That's the reason why you notice that I hit that like button, but I also hit the heart button on everything that gets is posted, because apparently that plays to the algorithms of some a bit. Right now I'm averaging 1 to 2 new subscribers a week, which is damn good compared to what it was 2 years ago. And truth is, Battletech has really helped the channel out a lot. If you've looked at anything, I've got excess of 750 videos and a lot of other game material that just didn't garner the interest that Battletech does. And I think that's a testament to Battletech itself. Also because perhaps there's not as many Battletech YouTube service channels out there compared to, I don't know, everything else. I mean, I could be wrong. I don't know. There's so much stuff. There's always something new that opens up in areas that I didn't know was there, that expands into, which is great. I mean, that's kind of what we want. Eventually, I would really love to get to that 1,000 mark. Mostly because unless YouTube's changed things, you need 1,000 subscribers to do remote videos. So I could be doing some quote live videos from my truck while I'm working and I'm driving these long trips and stuff. I could just do a ramble session about thoughts and processes, things that relate to the game and things that interest me. Of course, most of you guys probably wouldn't want to hear those, but there's just other things. Anyhow, I recently did, last week I did the video for the Solaris 7 box set. I don't know that I haven't yet posted as of the creation of this video, and I intend to create, and I definitely will try every living bit to put this after that. And a couple of the really big elaborate maps that were in the box actually belong to this book supplement. And I said I had another Solaris book, and I wasn't sure if this came out of the box set or not, so I did a little research, and it did not. This is a standalone source book or extra material for Solaris 7, and it included a number of those other lesser known battlefield arenas, including the pit and the scrapyard. So those maps came with this as a set, and I'm guessing that it was saran wrapped, wrapped together, because the price, the tag, and all that stuff that's usually on these books, that when they're available to be opened, usually Ivor was pretty good about putting them here. And since this one doesn't have it, it must have been on the plastic coating covering or whatever. And so what this is, you can see this one's seen a little bit of water damage. I don't know if I spilled something and it got wet, or that discoloration actually down here is mold, old mold. And there was a point in my life where I lived in my parents' basement. It was between my own apartments. I moved back home for a while, and I lived in the basement. And the basement was an old farmhouse. It was prone to being damp, which did not do my collection all that much good. So what we have here is some additional material for Solaris: history, the early years, locations. We got more gangs and stables. We got our introduction. Solaris The Reaches provide new location, mech arenas, archetypes, battle mechs, and supplemental rules for MechWarrior campaign set on Solaris 7, which is described and mapped in the box game Solaris 7 The Game World. All these items can easily be modified for MechWarrior campaigns set in other locations as well. This product is designed to be used for MechWarrior 2nd Edition, Solaris 7, and the Battletech rules. So the early years, strategy strikes, rebirth, the reaches today, peace at last, locations, gangs and stables. So we got the dead, the highwaymen, the pentastars. We got Matter Respect Part 1. Ombre Stables, Huntsman Stables, Banshee Stables, Vampire Stable, the Wraith Stable, Exora. At the time of the Star League, Exora formed the heart of the Solaris City's industrial zone. Vast industrial parks and mech facilities filled the area. Collapse of the Star League, however, triggered a spiral decay in Exora. The American nuclear bombardment at 2903 stuck a death blow to the area. Well, yeah, you get hit by a couple nukes, that's gonna mess up your day for sure. Belmont, the General Hospital, Solaris Police Station, Police Substation, Solaris Prison, neighborhoods. Northern Heights, Kegel Harborton, Amberton Quarter, The Zone, hotels, entertainment, Den of the Dispossessed, points of interest, the FRR Hall of Honor, the Royal Garden, OGS Productions, Randall's, Hartford Gardens, history and overview, capabilities. So we got Hartford Gardens, the battle site. Combat in the Gardens, map setup, special features include quicksand, hidden turrets, and walls. King of the Mountain, history and overview, capabilities, combat in King of the Mountain, map setup, special features, ridge lines, a moat, and vibra bombs. Matter Respect Part 2. The Mech Tech, Matani's Mechs, O'Neill's Battle Mechs, Shatner's Scrap and Collectibles, Vest. Vining Engineering and Salvage Team, or more commonly known as VEST, is one of the premier battle mech design and engineering firms in the entire inner sphere. Founded an engineering genius and the former NASA graduate, Dr. David C. Vining, the small firm operates from a sophisticated state-of-the-art facility in Exora. The VEST compound boasts a battle mech production manufacturing facility, 2 design labs, several, they're referring at battle mech prototype manufacturing, several weapons testing chambers, and electronics labs. Faculty employs 50 neighborhood residents who reportedly are very loyal to their rather eccentric boss. Many observers attribute VEST's success to the willingness of Dr. Vining and his design team to travel to frontline worlds during the Clan War. These trips provide the team with invaluable first-hand observations in Clan technology and action. The team even managed to obtain some captured Clan tech, according to unconfirmed reports. Shortly after these trips, VEST mechs began displaying vast design improvements. Miscellaneous, the Grim Stretch is a mass graveyard that contains an unknown number of victims from nuclear bombardment. The Southern Bank and Trust, Star Heights, Spectator Building, Bergton. So you get a bunch of these districts. The outer districts of Solaris, and some of them are a little bit more shadier than others. And we got the Scrap Yard. Special features: acid pits, embankment walls, and obstructions. Look at that. I'd like to fight in that kind of environment right there. Huh? Joppa. Sprint's Loans, Kalamazoo, the Toyama Monastery, Order MechWarrior Academy, wreck of the SLS Trident. Crash side the SLS Trident, a Star League era dropship, is probably Kalamazoo's most favorite tourist attraction. The entire crew and all the passengers aboard the Overlord class dropship died when the Trident crashed as it approached the Solaris City spaceport. Bracken Swamp, Beale City, the Gallows, the pool, special features, the debris mound, the pool bottom. The pool bottom is covered with rubble, which carries a movement cost of 2 movement points per hex. Moving on the rubble also requires a successful piloting skill roll to prevent falling. Treat the pool bottom as the depth 5 water. Underwater rules, Matter Respect Part 4. Rolling Fields, Dress Rehearsal, the Mud Pit. Combat in the Mud Pit, special features, vibra bombs, pools of water, terrain restrictions. Jumping is not possible in the pit, and all other movement modes cost twice their normal movement points. Fight in the Muddy Pit. New rules and tech. Supplemental dueling rules there. So role-playing rules, generating encounters, initial encounter, number of NPCs, NPC attitude, NPC motivation, NPC motivation table, Arena rating system, supplemental dueling rules, initiative, tactics, skill modifier, strategy skill, optional critical hit table. Table key. Matter respect part 4. Plan weapons. Plan weapons table. New battle mechs. The Sasquatch. 85 tons. 30-ton copperhead. 40-ton werewolf. MechWarrior archetypes. The media representative. The gang member. Washed up MechWarrior. Matter respect number 7. Site archetypes. Type 2 bar, type 1 and 2 bars, counter modifiers, hotel apartment, generic setup and layouts and stuff like that. Ready made for you. There you go. So there's a bunch of nice, interesting stuff. I recently reread this. I hadn't read this in a long time. I know I bought it because I had Solaris and I kind of was ingrained in Solaris for a little while, and it's a nice little tidbit. When I did a little back research on it to figure out if it came in the box or if it came something else, Jesus, they got a copy on the internet that's about the same condition as this, and they want $60 for it. $60 for this thing, and I'll bet you I didn't pay more than 10 or 15 for it back when it came out in the 90s. And there were a couple others that were in better shape that they wanted staggering more amounts for. And I have to ask myself, I see these occasionally. For example, Operation Klondike, when I first heard about it, and I thought that's something I'd like to read, and so I went looking for a hard copy of it, and their Catalyst is sold out, or if I understood it right, they're sold out, and they didn't have any. So I went to eBay and Amazon, and they've just $600, $700, $1,000 damn dollars for a book. Are you freaking nuts? And it's not an old book. It'd be, in my mind, if it was from 30 years ago in one run, one print, etc., and it was in damn near mint condition, I could see that. Maybe. And then the second thing that crops into my head is when I see things like that is this is a scam? Is that legit? Would you send $1,000 on good faith that they're going to send you an actual physical mint copy of a book? I mean, for $1,000 bucks, I don't care shit how wealthy I am. If I won, Powerball tomorrow and a couple $100 million, no, I think I would have to travel to wherever the hell they are with that book and see it physically with my own damn eyes, so I can then go, sure, here's your $1,000 because I'm butt ass rich and I'm stupid. But to send it to you blindly on the assumption you're going to give it back to me, you're going to give me the item, there's a risk there. As an example, that one of the book series that I used to have the entire collection of is called The Survivalist by Jerry Ern, and I really enjoyed the series, and I started just recently was kind of reading it as something to alternate between Battletech material, and I got to my copy. Book 5 and book 6 are missing, and I don't know where they're at. I don't know. I probably will never find them. Obviously, if they were here in my stuff, I would have them, and they're not. And so I found a couple online through a half-price bookstore kind of thing, and so I ordered them, and the a-holes sent me they sent me survivalist books, but completely, they sent me issue 7 and issue 20. I have 7 and 20. Well, shit. What happened to the 5 and 6 that I ordered? You were out of them, so instead of just giving me my money back, you just substituted it with something else? You thought, well, hey, well, Jesus, by the time it would cost me to send the damn things back to them, even to get my money back, I would then lose money. So now I got two copies of 2 books, and still don't have 5 and 6. It's just... And I don't have the finances for the rest of the month to try to reorder again. And I sure as hell wouldn't reorder from them because they didn't send me what I asked, what I ordered. They sent me something else. Anyway, Until next time, this is Rick. You guys have a great weekend.